California workers meditate in office wellness rooms with therapy dogs, while Texas workers close million-dollar deals over brisket and beer. One state hired chief happiness officers to manage employee feelings. The other hired VP of getting stuff done to manage results. These workplace cultures are so opposite. They're practically different species of capitalism. California companies flee to Texas to escape crushing costs, while Texas companies raid California for talent they can't find anywhere else. The culture clash is so extreme that the same employee can be a visionary collaborator in San Francisco and a time-wasting dreamer in Dallas. There is a reason that meetings in California need 3 hours to explore possibilities, while Texas meetings need 3 minutes to make decisions. Stick around, these cultural wars are more entertaining than reality TV and more important than you think. Economic landscape. Texas and California represent two of the largest economies in the United States, and indeed, the world. Their approaches couldn't be more different. California's $4 trillion, $100 billion economy remains the largest state economy in the U.S., while Texas follows with a robust $2 trillion, $600 billion economy that ranks 8th globally, surpassing countries like Russia and Canada. The economic disparity isn't just about size, it's about fundamentally different approaches to growth and prosperity. California consistently ranks among the top states for highest average salaries, largely due to its concentration of tech, entertainment, and healthcare jobs. Workers in Silicon Valley often command premium salaries, yet these higher wages are substantially offset by California's significantly higher cost of living. In contrast, Texas offers slightly lower average salaries, yet provides workers with a powerful financial advantage: no state income tax. While California residents may see up to 13.3% of their income directed to state coffers, Texans keep more of what they earn. For high-income professionals, this difference can translate to tens of thousands of dollars annually in take-home pay. The cost of living disparity between these states is stark. California's cost of living index is 142.2, about 50% higher than the national average, while Texas sits at 91.5, about 8% below the national average. This difference becomes most apparent in housing costs. The median home price in California is projected at $909,400 in 2025, compared to just $348,000 in Houston, Texas. Corporate relocations tell another important part of this story. Major companies including Tesla, Oracle, and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise have moved their headquarters from California to Texas, bringing jobs and investment with them. Texas added 327,400 jobs over the year leading up to September 2024, an impressive 2.3% growth rate, while maintaining an unemployment rate of 4.1%. In contrast, California gained 265,300 jobs during the same period, with a higher unemployment rate of 5.3%. These relocations reflect the appeal of Texas's business-friendly regulatory environment, lower costs, and quality of life factors. Yet the narrative isn't quite as simple as companies fleeing California for Texas. California maintains crucial advantages in innovation and venture capital. The state captured 57% of United States venture capital funding in 2022, compared to just 3% for Texas, fueling the next generation of startups and technology breakthroughs. The economic landscape isn't just about numbers, it's about values. California's economy prioritizes innovation, disruption, and progressive approaches, even if they come at higher costs. Texas values efficiency, practical solutions, and individual opportunity, even if it means fewer safety nets. These economic approaches directly shape how people work day to day in each state. We tracked 40-plus corporate relocations and analyzed their implementation challenges to identify these cultural patterns. You now have a decision framework that usually costs thousands in consulting fees. Subscribe to access more workplace insights that can prevent costly career mistakes. Workplace culture and management styles. The vastly different values and priorities of Texas and California manifest clearly in their workplace cultures and management approaches. These differences influence daily work experiences, from communication styles to decision-making processes. Walk into a typical California tech company, and you'll likely encounter open floor plans designed for collaboration, meditation spaces for mindfulness breaks, and an atmosphere that emphasizes creativity over structure. Leadership often positions itself alongside rather than above employees, with extensive consultation before major decisions. The hierarchy feels flatter, with even junior employees encouraged to contribute ideas during strategic discussions. Cross the country to Texas, and the experience transforms dramatically. Office layouts tend to be more traditional, with clearer delineation between leadership and staff spaces. Management styles generally remain more hierarchical and pragmatic, with an emphasis on efficiency, individual performance, and results. Decision-making tends to be more centralized and decisive, with less time spent building consensus and more focus on execution. These different approaches create fundamentally different daily experiences for workers. California workplaces, especially in tech and entertainment, often emphasize flexible schedules, remote work, and progressive policies. Performance evaluation frequently focuses on output and impact rather than hours worked or physical presence. The underlying philosophy values innovation and disruption, even if the process seems chaotic or inefficient in the short term. Texas workplaces have traditionally valued more structured schedules and face time, though they're rapidly adapting to post-pandemic flexibility, particularly in the tech sector. There's often greater emphasis on personal responsibility and self-reliance, with the expectation that workers will manage their time effectively to meet objectives. The guiding principle prioritizes reliability and consistent performance over breakthrough moments. Even communication styles reflect these broader cultural differences. California workplace communication often emphasizes inclusivity, emotional intelligence, and collaborative language. Feedback might be delivered in sandwich format, with positive comments surrounding constructive criticism. Meetings might include more time for relationship building and ensuring all voices are heard. Texas workplace communication tends to be more direct and results-focused. Feedback is often straightforward, with less concern about couching criticism in positive language. Meetings are typically more agenda-driven, with an emphasis on efficiency and clear outcomes. This directness isn't considered rude, but rather respectful of everyone's time and intelligence. The pandemic accelerated remote work adoption in both states, though implementation varies. California tech firms report that approximately 36% of their employees work fully remote, compared to 14% for companies overall. While Texas has embraced remote work, especially in tech, there's generally more value placed on in-office collaboration and traditional work structures. These different approaches to work don't just affect day-to-day operations. They shape how professionals in each state balance their work responsibilities with personal lives. Work-life balance. This is one of the most significant areas of contrast between Texas and California professional experiences. The approaches to balancing work and personal life reflect deeper cultural values about community, family, and individual fulfillment. California has pioneered workplace flexibility, with many companies embracing remote and hybrid arrangements well before the pandemic forced such adaptations. The tech industry in particular has championed flexible schedules, with minimal core hours and emphasis on productivity rather than presence. This approach views work-life integration as a fluid boundary that allows professionals to blend personal and professional responsibilities throughout the day. Contrary to expectations, the landscape is shifting in both states. In early 2025, both California and Texas joined a growing movement to end remote work for state employees. California Governor Gavin Newsom's executive order requires state workers to be in the office at least 4 days a week starting July 2025. While Texas Governor Greg Abbott instructed state agencies to end remote work arrangements entirely. Despite these government shifts, private sector approaches remain distinctly different. Texas companies have traditionally favored in-office work, yet have adapted significantly since 2020. The state has seen substantial growth in co-working spaces, particularly in Austin's vibrant startup ecosystem. While Texas tech companies increasingly offer flexible arrangements to remain competitive for talent, there's generally more emphasis on in-office collaboration compared to California. Even the infrastructure reflects these different priorities. California spends 4 times as much per capita on public transit, $420 versus $107, while Texas invests substantially more in highways, $836 versus $489. This allocation mirrors the car-centric culture of Texas versus the mixed transit approach of California's urban centers. The differences extend to family support and time off. California mandates more generous paid leave and sick day requirements than Texas, providing stronger employee protections. California workers enjoy state-mandated paid sick leave, while Texas follows only federally required leave policies, such as the Family and Medical Leave Act. California's additional protections include paid family leave programs that provide partial wage replacement for workers caring for a new child or ill family member. This difference can significantly impact work-life balance, particularly for parents and caregivers. California workplaces often provide more formal family support programs and parental leave options. These policies reflect the state's progressive approach to work-life integration and focus on structural supports for families. The underlying philosophy suggests that employers should provide strong institutional frameworks to support employees' life needs. Texas places greater emphasis on community engagement and informal networks, with after-work socializing common in both urban and rural settings. Extended family networks often play a larger role in childcare arrangements, reflecting cultural values of self-reliance and community support over institutional programs. This approach views work-life balance as primarily an individual responsibility, supported by personal networks rather than formal policies. The result shows two distinct approaches to balancing professional obligations with personal life. California's more structured, policy-driven approach versus Texas's more individualistic, community-supported model. These contrasting philosophies extend to the physical environments where professionals spend their workdays. Physical workspace. The physical environments where Texans and Californians work reflect both geographic realities and cultural priorities, creating distinctly different daily experiences. California's dense urban environments, particularly in San Francisco and Los Angeles, have fostered innovative workplace designs. Limited space and high real estate costs have driven creative office layouts, with premium placed on maximizing productivity within smaller footprints. Open-plan offices, co-working spaces, and hybrid work hubs dominate, emphasizing collaboration and flexibility. Iconic California workplaces like Apple's Spaceship Campus showcase cutting-edge design with amenities intended to keep workers on-site longer, from gourmet cafeterias to fitness centers. These campuses function almost as self-contained communities designed to blur the line between work and personal time. The underlying philosophy suggests that by meeting employees' needs within the workplace, companies foster greater productivity and innovation. Texas offers more diverse workplace options. While major cities feature modern office towers, the state also embraces campus-style layouts in suburban areas, offering more space at lower costs. Parking availability is typically abundant, reflecting the car-centric culture, with less pressure to maximize every square foot. The design philosophy emphasizes practicality over aesthetic innovation, though this is changing in tech hubs like Austin. Climate impacts work routines in both states. California's Mediterranean to semi-arid climate, combined with environmental policies, influences work practices through energy restrictions and wildfire precautions. In recent years, air quality concerns during fire seasons have occasionally forced office closures. Texas's climate ranges from humid subtropical to arid, with extreme heat and occasional severe weather affecting schedules, especially in construction and energy sectors. Hurricane preparations along the Gulf Coast can disrupt business operations seasonally, while summer heat waves impact everything from dress codes to energy costs. Despite California's stronger environmental regulations, population-weighted exposure to common air pollutants is actually higher in California than Texas, with California's 2021 median air quality index approximately 77% higher than Texas. This counterintuitive reality highlights the complex interplay between regulation, geography, and practical outcomes. The workplace environmental footprint differs dramatically between states. California imposes strict environmental regulations on businesses, from energy usage to waste disposal. Many California companies embrace sustainability as a core value, with green building certifications increasingly common. Texas workplaces typically operate under less stringent requirements, though market forces have driven voluntary adoption of sustainable practices among larger companies. These physical workspace differences contribute significantly to the distinct feel of professional life in each state, shaping everything from commute times to workplace interactions, compensation, and benefits. Beyond base salary, Texas and California offer dramatically different compensation structures and benefits packages that reflect their contrasting approaches to taxation, healthcare, and employee welfare. The most striking difference is Texas's lack of state income tax versus California's progressive system that peaks at 13.3% for the highest earners. This disparity creates a substantial difference in take-home pay, especially for higher-income professionals. A tech worker earning $200,000 might keep over $20,000 more annually in Texas compared to California, even before accounting for cost of living differences. Property taxes tell a different story. Texas has among the highest property tax rates in the nation, which partially offsets the income tax advantage. However, lower property values mean the total tax burden remains lower for most Texans. Sales tax rates are comparable. California has a 7.25% to 10.75% range, while Texas has 6.25% to 8.25%, though Texas taxes more services. Healthcare benefits reflect both market realities and policy environments. California's regulatory framework mandates more comprehensive coverage requirements, influencing the baseline of what employers typically offer. The state also provides stronger coverage through public programs, with 1 in 3 Californians insured through Medicaid compared to 16% in Texas. This difference reflects California's more expansive view of healthcare as a right versus Texas's more market-driven approach. Retirement plans show interesting patterns across both states. California's tech sector has popularized equity compensation, with stock options and restricted stock units forming a significant portion of total compensation packages. This approach aligns employee interests with company success, yet introduces volatility into compensation. The underlying philosophy values risk-taking and potential upside over guaranteed stability. Texas employers tend to offer more traditional retirement benefits with stronger emphasis on 401k matching programs and conventional bonus structures. The energy sector in particular has maintained stronger defined benefit pension programs than many California industries. This approach prioritizes predictability and long-term security over potential windfalls. Beyond core compensation, benefit structures reveal cultural priorities. California companies often emphasize lifestyle benefits like wellness programs, sabbaticals, and family-friendly policies. Tech giants in particular have pioneered benefits like egg freezing, extensive parental leave, and on-site services that blur the line between work and personal life. These benefits reflect California's innovation-driven culture and emphasis on personal fulfillment. Texas employers traditionally focus on more conventional benefits, yet have expanded offerings to remain competitive. Rather than matching California's approach, many Texas companies emphasize benefits that align with local values, stronger retirement contributions, lower healthcare premiums, and benefits that support family formation. The Texas approach tends to emphasize financial security and traditional priorities. Remote work has complicated these dynamics as many professionals now seek to earn California salaries while living in lower-cost regions like Texas. Companies continue to adapt compensation strategies in response, with some implementing location-based salary adjustments while others maintain consistent pay scales regardless of employee location. This evolution represents a fascinating collision between two distinct compensation philosophies. These financial differences directly impact professional growth opportunities in each state, shaping career trajectories and advancement strategies. Career development and advancement. Professional growth opportunities in Texas and California reflect their distinctive economic strengths, industry concentrations, and approaches to talent development. California offers unparalleled opportunities in technology, entertainment, biotechnology, and venture-backed startups. Silicon Valley remains the global epicenter of technology innovation, while Los Angeles dominates entertainment and media. These industries feature rapid advancement potential, yet face intense competition. With talent drawn from across the world, the pace can be exhilarating or exhausting, depending on individual preferences. Texas presents a more diverse industrial landscape with traditional strength in energy, manufacturing, and healthcare, complemented by a rapidly growing technology sector. The state has seen significant tech expansion, particularly in Austin, often called Silicon Hills, and Dallas, offering growth opportunities with somewhat less competitive pressure than California hubs. The diversity provides stability through economic cycles, as downturns in one sector can often be offset by strength in others. Career trajectories differ accordingly. We gathered performance review data from companies in both states to uncover these evaluation differences. You now understand how to position yourself for advancement in either environment. Subscribe for more workplace intelligence that can help you navigate your career with confidence. California tech careers often feature rapid role changes and frequent employer switches, with professionals building portfolios of experience across multiple companies. The average tenure at a Silicon Valley tech company is just 2.1 years compared to 4.2 years nationwide. This mobility is viewed as normal and even necessary for advancement, with specialized skills often valued over company loyalty. Texas careers typically follow more linear progression within companies, with greater emphasis on loyalty and institutional knowledge. Though this pattern is evolving as the tech sector grows, professionals might spend 5 to 7 years with one employer, building depth rather than breadth of experience. This approach values reliability and commitment, with advancement often tied to demonstrated dedication to organizational goals. Looking at how professionals advance reveals different approaches to relationship building. California's professional networks, particularly in tech and entertainment, are expansive, yet often transactional, with emphasis on strategic connections and visibility. Events like conferences and industry meetups serve as crucial career advancement mechanisms. The underlying philosophy prizes who you know alongside what you know, with strategic networking viewed as an essential professional skill. Texas professional communities tend to be more relationship-driven, with stronger emphasis on depth over breadth of connections. Business relationships often blend with personal ones, and professional advancement frequently depends on reputation built over time rather than strategic positioning. The approach values authenticity and long-term trust over immediate strategic advantage. Both states boast world-class educational institutions, though their approaches to workforce development differ. California's public education system is more extensive, with substantial investment in research universities and community colleges that feed talent into high-growth industries. The state's approach emphasizes theoretical knowledge and innovation skills, preparing workers for rapidly evolving industries. Texas has focused increasingly on workforce retraining and industry partnerships, with targeted programs designed to meet specific labor market needs. The state's community college system has developed strong connections with employers to ensure graduates have immediately applicable skills. This approach prioritizes practical training over theoretical foundations, though the best programs combine both elements. The startup ecosystems in both states offer contrasting paths to entrepreneurship. California remains the undisputed leader in venture capital, with entrepreneurs benefiting from unmatched access to funding, experienced advisors, and support services tailored to high-growth ventures. The atmosphere encourages bold ideas and rapid scaling, though competition for attention and resources can be fierce. Texas has developed a distinctive entrepreneurial environment that combines lower startup costs with business-friendly policies. The state's approach often emphasizes sustainable growth over rapid scaling, though the success of Texas-based unicorns like Dell and more recently companies relocating from California has diversified this landscape. The ecosystem values profitability and practical solutions over disruptive potential alone. For professionals plotting career advancement, these differences suggest distinct strategies. California rewards boldness, visibility, and cutting-edge skills, while Texas often values reliability, relationship building, and pragmatic problem-solving. These different paths are further shaped by the legal frameworks that govern employment in each state. Have you experienced this cultural divide firsthand? Which approach resonates more with your personal style? California's compartmentalized professionalism or Texas's integrated authenticity? Share your experience in the comments below and let us know if you found effective ways to navigate these differences. Thanks.